So in this video, I'm just going to quickly address a common misconception about corporations. I think that when people hear the term corporation, they think of big business, that a corporation is a big company. It must be a big company. Well, for starters, a lot of the biggest companies in the world, or at least in the US, Canada, North America, whatever, are corporations. But having a corporation doesn't necessarily mean it's a big business. And by big business, I would mean lots of locations, lots of employees, generating lots of revenue. That's not true for all corporations. And in fact, a lot of corporations don't have any employees. They don't generate very much money. They don't have multiple locations. They're not international. And on the other hand, you can actually have unincorporated businesses like partnerships or proprietorships that can be very large in terms of number of employees, in terms of location, in terms of revenue generated. So corporation doesn't necessarily mean big, even though oftentimes it is. And unincorporated business doesn't necessarily mean small. Oftentimes they are small, sometimes they're big. It depends. So the legal structure doesn't necessarily indicate the size of the business. So just to add to that and provide an example, sometimes people set up a business as a corporation without ever having any employees, without having, physical locations, multiple physical locations, and without even having high revenue. They'll do that just, for legal reasons or for tax reasons. And a good example would be maybe like a holding company. Maybe someone wants to buy some commercial property and they want to have that property held under a corporation rather than tied to their human individual entity. This is pretty common, and it can make a lot of sense in certain circumstances to hold commercial property under a corporation, which would just be a holding company. So that individual sets up the corporation, there's no employees, there's maybe not that much revenue, there's no physical locations. They're really just doing that maybe for tax purposes being the main benefit, maybe some, extra legal protection because a corporation is a separate legal entity. Whereas with unincorporated businesses like partnerships and proprietorships, it's entirely possible to have 1,000 employees as a proprietorship if you want to. I mean, at least in Canada and the US, I can't speak for the whole world. So you want to maybe look into what the rules and restrictions are in your region. But where I live, there's no rule that you have to have your business incorporated if you're going to have more than 10 employees or something like that. You could have plenty registered to a sole proprietorship. However, you'd still have to set up a payroll account with, in this case in Canada, with the federal government, to properly have those employees on payroll and receiving T4s and things like that. So yeah, just a quick video, quick summary. Corporations, often big, not necessarily need to be big. Sole proprietorships, partnerships, more commonly small, don't necessarily need to be small. Legal structure does not indicate the size of the business. So hopefully that was helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please click like. If you want to check out my other videos, I have over 100 videos here on my YouTube channel discussing business management and business startup topics. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave that question in the comment section below. And if you're looking for a free one-on-one consultation with myself to start or improve your business, you can find the link for that in the video description.